Right, Phil Davison from the 1959 Guitar Company, and here is the Accumulator. Not an ordinary guitar at all, quite a bizarre guitar, and one with some unique properties. To describe her, she's got a Stratocaster copy neck, Squire machine heads, Stratocaster pickups here, and a humbucker. Now, what happens when you mix humbuckers and single chord pickups is that the result is not what you would expect. They kind of cancel each other out, and it sounds a little bit in the same sort of family of sounds as the sound when you get the front and the middle, or the middle and the back pickup on a Stratocaster, the out of phase sound. Apart from that, she's a little heavy, not much heavier than ordinary Strat, but a little bit heavier, mainly because of this. You can put this, there's the straps, she does hang reasonably well. So she's a little bit heavy, but she's not like a total brick. Let's start with, this is just the humbucker sound. Quite a rocky sound, quite a high output pickup. Now, I should point out that I'm playing through a 30-watt valve amplifier. Everything's set to noon, treble bass mid-range set to noon, presence is dialed back. The gain is on about 9 or 10 o'clock, and the volume's down on 2, just because if I have the volume any higher, it'll blow the house down. So there's your ordinary sound. That's the humbucker only. This switch here is the one that switches between. If I put this one down, she'll now behave like an ordinary Stratocaster. So that's at the front, this pickup here. That's your ordinary Stratocaster front pickup, back pickup. More nasally, quite high output, so we're getting a bit of grunge in there. Middle. Between these two. And these two. Fun really starts when we put this in the middle position. Now that's this one and that one. So it's the humbucker plus whatever was the Stratocaster setting. That's what it does. The switch in the middle, it's either humbucker when it's up, or it's Stratocaster when it's down, and in the middle it's both. And now they kind of cancelled out. It's kind of like a more back pickup than the back pickup on the Strat. Now that's those two and the humbucker. It's kind of deeper, richer. It's still. The gain is the level of distortion on the amp has dropped. The guitar is putting out less output because the humbucker is interfering with the Strat sound. Kind of a nice, it's a funky guitar. I mean, if I was more of a funk player like a Nile Rodgers, I'd probably get some great sounds out of this, I think. Middle pickup and the humbucker. Really sparkly, really bright. This is these three pickups together. really, really sparkly, bright, out of phase, strongly out of phasing sounds. And the back too. Now, just to compare, let's go from those two to just that one. So you don't normally see, usually when you see a humbucker on a Strat, it means that it's because of the pickup switch. You only ever get the humbucker by itself or the humbucker with the out of phase sound anyway. So it's not so noticeable. Usually you don't mix humbuckers and single coils because of this out of phasing kind of sound. But I think it's kind of a, it's interesting and it's funky and it's not normal, but it is good in its own way. And I think this really is this is a funk guitar. With a bit of shaping on the tone controls on the amp, you get some really interesting combinations of sounds, I think. So, it's a guitar that you either love the look of or loathe. It's got more sounds than you can shake a stick at. It's very versatile as a musical instrument. Of course, a lot of those sounds are not really the sounds that everybody's going to want. The point about a Stratocaster is that it's got 5 sounds and they're all kind of good. And most Strat players are only ever going to use like 1, 2, or 3 of those 5 settings. This one has got 5, 10, 12. This one has got 11 or 12 sounds. So there is the Accumulator. This is not an ordinary guitar, but you already knew that. The combination of the humbucker and the single coils produces some really unusual results. They're very out of phasing. If you like the positions on a Stratocaster between the 2 pickups, you'll really love this because it's kind of like that, but more. If your back pickup isn't nasally snarly enough, you'll like this because it sounds like you've got a pickup that's right further back, even more so. If you like that Nile Rodgers kind of sound, I think this is a great guitar for that. It can be a hard rocking guitar, especially if you just use the humbucker by itself. Using either the humbucker or the Stratocaster, just those possibilities works really well in the sense that you've got the hard rocking humbucker, plus you've got an ordinary Stratocaster. That gives you a good collection of things. The middle section is weird and wonderful, and you can spend a lot of time exploring that. So, yep, you saw it, it looked weird, you heard it, it sounds weird, but perhaps this weirdness will appeal to you.